Hi, this is kind of a quick parent orientation to this school year, 2023-2024. And I want to just share a few quick things. Obviously, we're talking all the time in our school about the customized and student-driven nature of the way we do school. Sorry, I'm checking to see if my dog's coming. Anyway, those are really big, important things, and they are non-negotiable for us. So our goal always is to find what works for your student, see how it fits with the framework for learning we have, and then help them achieve their goals. We also are looking really hard and working with you, parents, to just help your student become much more independent and become a functioning, practical, helpful part of just society. Sometimes this means that there's going to be some friction, but we have these community agreements that I think you've all signed that help you understand that we work really hard, we presume positive intent, and we really appreciate communication. And the more you work with myself and my teachers and our counselor and our staff, we hope that you see that your kids are our number one priority. And because of that, we try and find the right way for them. We pride on ourselves that most of our students, clearly there are some students because of their life circumstances that don't get them to the diploma, but we have a pretty high percentage of students who get their diploma, not because we're lowering the standard, but because we are there helping them get there. Mastery-based, this is one of the most unique features of our school, and I actually don't even use the term mastery-based anymore because there's a whole bunch of things that people think that means. In our school, we use the phrase growth to mastery. Growth to mastery is really the idea that everybody comes with a certain set of skills and challenges and strengths, and because of that, we want to work really hard to help them to grow. So this year particularly, we're working with students to move from where they are to where they can be, pushing to the very edge of their abilities so that they're being strengthened as they go. And usually that will mean that when a student turns something in, our teachers will respond with some questions and some ways to move forward. There's 3 levels of development that we talk about a lot. Students have either a surface understanding, which typically you can get anywhere, and you don't need a teacher to give it to you nowadays. You can search it on the internet and it just basically says, mitosis means this. Definitions, or Columbus came to America on this day, on these days. It's really just factual stuff that anybody can have access to. That in our school isn't ever really a growth. It isn't ever considered mastered because we always want students to see why those things matter more than anything. So if a student decides to give us a whole list of vocabulary, the teacher's going to start asking questions about how they relate. Can you connect mitosis with, I don't know, I don't even have a clue, meiosis. I don't know if they actually go together, but that's fun anyway. So, as you can see, I didn't have a deep understanding, but I kind of knew what they meant. And we don't like that at our school. So our teachers are always asking you to go one step further. Excuse me. And then the third level of growth is what we call transfer growth. And transfer growth is really, are you able to apply this to your real world or understand why it works so that you could apply that knowledge to the real world? The third major component of our school is teacher support. And you're going to see your mentor is going to be your hub. They really care about your kids, and while they hold them accountable to their goals, they work with them to figure out what their next steps are. And then we have content teachers support. And the content really is that we have content experts, some of the smartest, most knowledgeable teachers, and each of them have their own personalities, and they will engage with your students in different ways. Some will expect students to find their own resources with a little assistance. Some will hand the resource and expect students to go much further in their thinking. So just know that each of them content teachers does have that objective standard in the framework for learning, and their goal is really just to give your son or daughter, your children, an access to this learning skills that they need for the rest of their lives. And that's why we have home base, which is a connection for mentors. But this year we're using teams, content teams, to fill out the mentor home base time. What that means is that when you go to home base, when your student goes to home base, there will be a math, science, social studies, and an English teacher, all of them and their mentees will be in the same group, and that provides opportunity for a student to know where to go. And then immediately after home base this year, there is a study hall. So you could always get your questions answered, or your student. I keep saying the wrong word, sorry. Finally, with that, our content teachers this year are offering some open content times, which are basically office hours for that particular type of material. So I think there's a science time, there's a math time, there's social studies and English time together. And then I know that we're doing a hybrid Algebra 1 class this year, which is an amazing new try. We just want you to know that in addition to all that, we want to support you financially if you need it. All of our students get a learning budget, and it's connected to the in-progress and mastery rate of the student. Think of the in-progress rate as what they've turned in, and then the mastery rate is the percentage of work that has reached the growth to mastery level that the teacher would expect. If you have questions about all those things, your mentors are great for that. A couple other huge things that are part of our support network and our community is that we do face-to-face experiences. This year, we're going to be going kayaking at the end of August. If you haven't heard about that, reach out to your mentor again. And then I believe in March, students are going to have the opportunity to go to Washington, D.C. for 7 days, 6 nights. I think it's going to be in the $1,500–1,600 range, which can be paid for out of your student budget. And then at the end of the year, we always go on physics day to Lagoon. So that's an awesome time to get with the whole school. But just know that there are some regional events that are coming into your area. And that's also another great way to meet people that are around you. As always, the whole school events, they do come out of your learning budget, but the events that have to do with regional areas, usually we pay for. So, and you're welcome to bring friends and family, especially those that might be interested in our way of learning. So, as usual, I just want to say thank you for partnering with us, and I know that Axel thanks you that we get to go on a walk. Anyway, hope you guys have a great day. If you have questions, always reach out to me. My office number is 208-684-3096. And then my email is corgscot@snakeriver.org. You can get everybody's contact information at SROHS.snakeriver.org. And on the left-hand side of that, there's a kind of a drop-down box, and you can hit contact us. Every teacher has an appointment calendar. You can just schedule yourself in, reach out to them by text or email. And like I said, we're here to support you. So thanks. Sorry this was so long.